Hey everyone, it's Marcus, the author of Unbroken, Walking on New Ground, with my 6th video surrounding Unbroken. Spoiler alert, God is real, and I'm going to discuss the power of prayer and miracles. People who have encouraged me to write the book have often said that my life is a miracle. And I firmly believe that I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you making this video talking about the book if it wasn't for God and God's will. When you read the book, I think you'll understand why other people feel that way and why I also pray to God every day and thank Him. Now, I could be a victim. I could cry and complain about what I've been through. And I don't like to refer to what happened to me as an accident. I consider it an incident. I feel as though the word accident gives it a negative connotation. And although it hasn't been easy, my life has been very challenging, very difficult. I've obtained some of the best lessons I could ever have hoped to learn in this life through the incident that occurred to me. Now, in the past video, I questioned what is real. And I think I meant that more as hypothetical of what is occurring inside of this existence, this realm as human beings, seemingly in a organic body. And I've come to the conclusion that we are in a simulation, that it's a computer-generated experience. And let me be very firm on this, that in my opinion and in my belief, that does not negate God from this scenario. It only increases the wonder of God that this can actually be happening. And if you look at the multiverse philosophy or contemplations on what that is, then it's just the mind can't even comprehend how many planets and suns and universes there are out there. You know, I've met some atheists in my life. I guess you'd call them non-believers. And to me, that's just like, how can you not believe in anything, let alone a God? How do you think this happened? Or the fact that, you know, we're here and then we're gone and there's nothing after that? That one really gets to me. Like, really? I see my journey on this earth as a learning experience for my soul and my spirit. In this realm, my body will die, my spirit will not. It goes wherever it goes. Maybe it goes to heaven, the oneness. I just hope it doesn't get caught, you know, somewhere in between and I become a ghost, because I believe in ghosts too. And what are those things? Some of the atheists that I've met, to me, resonate as a bit of energy vampires. Kind of very personal, but I have a brother who is an atheist, and he is one of the worst energy vampires I've ever encountered in my life. And what do I mean by energy vampires? This is what I mean. When I meet people or, you know, hang out with friends or whatever the case may be, and it's done and over and I walk away and I'm clear, or I feel great. I'm like, oh, you know, that was a great conversation. Maybe some positive thoughts linger about that interaction, and that's good. The red flag for me of a energy vampire is when I leave and I have that icky feeling, you know, like, oh, that was horrible. Or, you know, that person is, you know, I had a good friend, Steve Brocker, used to tell me, renting space. You know, they're still in my brain spinning and I'm going back and forth with my thought processes about it. To me, that's an energy vampire. Very clear indicative that that person isn't of the light and they are draining the light from us through the interactions, and it's up to us to maintain our boundaries and control our thought processes when we encounter these people. I write about the modalities of healing that work the best for me through regaining my mobility and becoming healthier physically and emotionally and spiritually. I write about it. And like I mentioned before, each chapter starts off with a quote from a great mind. Sometimes there's multiple quotes in between the stories, and each story ends with a quote. Modalities of healing. The ultimate aim of a philosopher is to obtain knowledge of the good and use that knowledge to benefit mankind. Straight from our boy Plato. I don't necessarily see myself as a philosopher, although I would like to, theologian, but I am a survivor. I should have a PhD from the School of Hard Knocks, but I keep looking on my wall and it's not there. Until I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh yeah, School of Hard Knocks, graduated from that one. A lot of healing has come from outside of me, whether it be herbs or, like I mentioned, ayahuasca was a fantastic one for me, acupuncture, the list, stem cells, the list goes on and on. The power of prayer, I don't know if any of the external modalities equals the power of prayer. And I really want to drive that one home. And as a matter of fact, when I was thinking about this video, talking about the power of prayer, I don't know if you're familiar with the Laredo Chapel in Santa Fe, New Mexico. If you're not, I would highly encourage you to look that up. If you want to see the power of prayer, the church was being built, and I think the story goes they lost their carpenter. And the nuns prayed for 7 days, and a carpenter showed up and built the staircase, but no one was allowed inside the chapel while he was building it. And when it was done and said, he left, and the nuns went to pay the local lumber yard, and they said no one ever came to get lumber. So the story goes, they prayed for a certain amount of time to the Joseph, the Saint Carpenter of Carpenters. Very interesting. So the power of prayer goes a long ways, and I also write, in my book about the placebo effect, the power of belief. And if you can explain how the placebo effect works, please write it down in the comments. You can give a study case of people, a pill that will work and a sugar pill. And some people who take the sugar pill, all of a sudden, whatever their ailment is, goes away. How does that happen? The power of belief. And I'm a firm advocate in the power of prayer, and 100% God is real. So I pray for the world every day. Om to the world and peace to all. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you really liked it, share it, and please subscribe. So until the next time, take care and may you be well.